The Casey Anthony case captivated the nation, a chilling tale of a mother accused of the unthinkable. This gripping video delves into the heart of the investigation, examining the evidence, the interrogations, and the media frenzy that surrounded this tragic event. In July 2008, the lives of the Anthony family were irrevocably altered. 2-year-old Caylee Anthony vanished without a trace. Her mother, Casey, reported her daughter missing, claiming she had been kidnapped by a nanny. However, inconsistencies in Casey's story quickly raised suspicions.
Your dad, and I said it to your brother even.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, that was one thing that they all agreed upon, was the fact that you've extended, your hand to help. Most people haven't. So.
I was afraid that some of what I said to them probably offended them, because I told them that if I find out something that you don't want to hear, I'm going to tell you anyway.
Born on August 9, 2005, Caylee Marie Anthony arrived after Casey Anthony repeatedly denied her pregnancy to family members. Despite suggesting potential fathers, including her then-fiancé, Jesse Grund, and another man who she claimed had died in a car accident, the identity of Caylee's father remains undisclosed.
It is hard sometimes to hear their opinion.
That's true.
That doesn't mean that they don't respect your opinion or the fact that you're coming forward with what you think or what you feel.
Yeah.
So.
Well, to some extent it's comforting to hear you say that, because it was never my intention to piss anybody in your family off.
Yeah.
I'm not in it to get a conviction. I get nothing out of it. I get zero.
Exactly. You have a job you're trying to do.
I've found a few, and I've not found a few, and it sucks both ways.
Yeah.
Caylee was primarily raised by her grandparents, Cindy and George Anthony, in their Orlando home. However, following an alleged family dispute on Father's Day, June 15, 2008, Casey abruptly left with her daughter. Subsequent attempts by family members to reconcile with Casey in person were unsuccessful.
I have many family members that are attorneys. I have no problems with attorneys. What I have problems with are, at some point, we have to set aside the rules, and we have to find kids. And you know what? So be it. That's why I told you in the car. If you tell me anything now, I'll get up and say, yep, I heard it, and she'd already invoked it. We can't use any of it. That's just the way it is. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
And, when we did another case that I was involved in, they lost a confession. And I sat there and I looked right at the guys that we worked with. I said,
that's not what's important.
As the investigation unfolded, a chilling picture emerged. Casey's behavior was erratic, her explanations contradictory, and her demeanor increasingly suspicious. Law enforcement, sensing a cover-up, intensified their investigation.
It may not be comfortable for everybody.
Yeah.
And I've done things that if I get caught for, I'm not going to be comfortable, I can tell you that. It's just the way life is. But it's not the end of the road either. And that's what we have to keep in mind. It's not the end of the road.
Just a random question.
Sure.
Are there cameras in all of the rooms?
I
or
have
just
no
some?
freaking clue. I've never been in this part of the building, so
Well, I know this is
my
new.
guess would be yes.
We're gonna go get something to drink. Do you want any soda, Mountain Dew, Coke, Pepsi, nothing?
No, I'm fine.
Good.
Thank you very much.
I know my mom.
The discovery of Caylee's skeletal remains in a wooded area near the Anthony family home sent shockwaves through the community. The medical examiner determined the cause of death as death by undetermined means, citing duct tape found near the child's skull as a potential contributing factor.
That's something that, you should be told. But you don't have to be.
Right. The law is the law.
Yeah.
And I will play within the rules of the law.
Okay.
If it's a tool that's available to me that I can use later to look back on and see if I missed something or could I have done something better, I'm going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I would assume that this place probably has one somewhere.
Oh, or at least something that records audio, so either way.
Yeah. I can tell you I don't. Yeah, they'll probably be somewhat unhappy when they see my interviews with them. Those haven't been released yet, but they were on video.
Yeah. Well, that's just part of the discovery, so.
Yeah, it'll all come out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I have loyalty to one person in every one of these cases, and it doesn't happen to be anybody I'm interviewing usually.
Understandably.
It's not a slight on them. You know, I've dealt with many different people in many different positions.
Mm-hmm.
None of which are comfortable, and those things always get in the way that you have on your hands. You know, such are the rules that we work under.
Yeah. Here's my question.
Sure.
I know this is a question that a lot of people have asked. The grand jury and all of that is supposed to be secret, but it was released to the media right off the bat. My dad hadn't even been subpoenaed, and that was released. So I just think a lot of that's kind of funny. And the fact that they invited the media in when they were releasing the decision. My mom had received a text message from someone within the media saying they're letting all of us in when they make the decision. We're thinking, are you serious?
There are rules.
Mm-hmm.
I am quite sure that one of the rules that was followed was that when the decision to indict has been made,
Mm-hmm.
that part of it is public.
Yeah, that part's public.
And they can let the media into the courtroom at that point.
Yeah.
I bet, this is just my bet, I don't know what the Florida rules are, I'm more federal stuff, familiar with that.
Yeah.
But what I bet is that it was done under seal, and there
Mhm.
were no names and no official charges probably read aloud.
Mm-hmm.
It probably just was, there's been an indictment received in a case. And that's it.
Well, when the media was out there all day and they knew about this a week ago that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny. It's supposed to be secret, and
The
everything was
The happenings,
released.
the happenings are secret.
Mm-hmm.
What takes place within the room is secret.
Yeah. But as far as when it actually is convened and, pulled together the witnesses and stuff like that, that's not also supposed to be secret?
It depends on how they are subpoenaed.
Okay.
I mean, if you're subpoenaed under a regular court order, that's a
My
public
dad was through
document.
his attorney, so I'm not quite sure how that came through. Yeah,
But
I know.
if the subpoena itself
Yeah.
is just a regular federal
Yeah,
or
certain
grand
things
jury
are
subpoena, that's public
public
record.
knowledge, yeah.
It doesn't say what it's for. It doesn't say what case it's in. It doesn't.
Mhm.
It just says you're subpoenaed to appear before the grand jury.
Well, with them announcing that, there was going to be a grand jury, and obviously my name was thrown out, and they knew who the grand jury was for.
Who threw your name out?
All of the media said that it was from an inside source, meaning in here. So that's where they all say is.
I can tell you
getting
what I
their
think
sources
of the
from.
media and what I think of people who leak stuff to the media.
I think it's garbage. Yeah,
But
I agree. That's the
that
next way of
doesn't
putting
that
it.
doesn't make it any less necessary. Without them,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be quite honest. Without the media, we don't find a quarter of the kids that we.
Oh, I
are
agree.
looking for.
It helps. The exposure has helped bring in so many tips for my daughter.
But at the same time, what
Mm-hmm.
it creates is it creates a monster that otherwise isn't necessary.
Exactly.
The tips are what the tips are.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a local media only,
Mm-hmm.
it would be much easier to work.
Yeah.
When you make it the national media, then you come up
You
with.
get the Nancy Graces.
Well, you get
everything
the
else.
tips also
Mhm.
that come from Hawaii that say I saw Caylee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Okay, let me call
Now,
Hawaii
ones
and let me
from
send them out.
Georgia
Let me do
and
that.
ones that are a little bit
Th-
closer.
those are what I
range.
consider local because the,
Yeah.
the local
It's in
stations
close
are going to
range.
cover that.
Yeah.
That's contiguous to the state of Florida. It's not.
When people are only getting their information from the Nancy Graces or from Globe magazine or People or stuff like that. Are you kidding me?
Well, I can say you will not see me sit down and be interviewed
Yeah.
by People or Globe or anybody else. It's not going to
Well,
happen.
that's a good one.
Go. Entree food, my friend.
Woo! That was a long ride without doing that. Getting that adrenaline done all at the same
I
time?
don't even want to know what we're talking about here.
You know.
I'm just going to let that go.
You know why I need it.
Who's that?
You're not gonna break bad, right? Alright. We're gonna call him on my cell phone.
Okay. I know this is. Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Pull it back there. Just slide your hands out. No,
I
I'll get a key
I
that
honestly can't. So they're a little tight.
Thanks for entertaining us. Just slide your
Way to
hands
go,
out.
Corporal Edwards.
Actually, if I could, I would have done that for you.
Do you know Baez's phone number off the top of your head?
No, I do not.
How can we get the cell number or his number?
I know his office number.
What is that?
407-705-2626.
Did you see Mr. Savage while you were out there?
Yeah. You want to go speak with him and give me a handcuff key that fits? Do you
How
mind?
about that?
And I'll have her shoot a phone call to Mr. Baez.
You do that.
Now, once again,
Where is he?
should be
How do I get there?
should be in the office talking to the chief
I
down
think he
there.
needs a map to get back there.
This is a rat maze.
Oh, right here?
Yeah, he doesn't know how to get back there.
I've identified myself. You know why you're in custody.
Yes.
And you signed this. You want your attorney present.
Yes.
Through that conversation, we have agreed,
Yes.
because express that to me again so I have full understanding before I get on the phone with him.
We discussed before that we have no problem sitting down together, him and I, and speaking with law enforcement, or listening to all of the questions that you have, him and I discussing it, and then we go from there. So,
And there's been no success with that so far. In
nobody's taken us up on that.
So we're gonna open that window right now,
Okay.
and hopefully we can make something happen. Because ultimately, I think we have the same interest: finding your daughter. 2626, you said?
Yes. Thank you. Hey, Ed, it's Casey. Can you do me a favor and call Jose, or can you give me Jose's cell phone number so I can call him? Oh, is he? Okay, great, thanks.
How long ago was that?
I was 17, 5 years.
When'd you cut your hair?
Hey, it's Casey. I'm with Corporal Edwards. I know the last name, sorry. I'm at the Sheriff's Department if you'd like to come down and meet with us. Thank you. Yes.
You want to talk to me anytime too?
Okay, great, thanks. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah. Give him the information.
Orange County Sheriff's Office. Yeah, but John Young and 50? Yeah, Mr. Baez, we Mirandized her as supposed at 422, and she stated that you've done a great job. She invoked, but she also said that that her exasperation is the same as ours. You guys have wanted the opportunity to speak with law enforcement face to face, and if you guys are interested in doing that, let's get that done. Quit the finger pointing, okay? All right, sir.
Thanks.
We're game on? Game on?
Casey, the good-looking young man that just walked in is sitting across from you now is Nick Savage.
When did he get in here?
He's from here.
Anybody else need a drink?
This was yours.
If it's okay with you,
Okay.
I'm
She
going to
did
turn
one
the
and
Yeah, that's
ball
fine.
game over to him.
I appreciate your help.
No problem.
Thanks.
Remember what I
Nice to meet
said?
you.
Mr. Baez is on the way.
we'll take those and keep them.
They're yours. I don't know. Thank you for taking this out.
All right.
Do you guys need anything? I'm better right now. I'm going to get out.
All right,
Okay?
thank
If
you.
Anything, call.
Thanks.
All right.
How's he spell his last name?
B-A-E-Z.
Hard one.
And to answer your other question, from that picture, I cut my hair. It was really short even last year. I just started growing it back out this year, so just about that.
Okay. As far as Mr. Baez.
He's at
Down
the
here.
office.
He's at the office.
Okay.
So we have a bit of time.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
I
and we
appreciate that.
went through the formalities of this, make sure everything's above board, and like I said before, that's what you're going to get here. Okay? We just would request the same back.
Yep.
You understand what you were arrested for today?
Yes.
Okay.
May I step out for a minute?
Absolutely.
And I'll be back.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want anything to drink?
I'm fine, thank you.
Handcuff key. Where'd my handcuff go?
Maybe not.
I'll get in the pawn shop right now.
Oh boy. It's been a long day.
It has been.
How was my dad this morning?
He had a hard time,
Yeah.
honestly.
I only saw from the media and got a chance to hear him talking to my mom. I spoke to him last night and this morning for just a quick second before he left, so.
Yeah, I talked to him this morning for a little bit. He was with Mark, and he was really struggling. I mean, you can imagine he was having a hard time. He was being called in to essentially provide testimony to indict you,
Mhm.
to at least, and he was really struggling with that.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for him, I'll be honest with you. I truly did.
Well, I even told him last night. I know he was subpoenaed, and under the law, he had to answer whatever questions were asked him, and I told him to do what he had to do at that point. And if he didn't, he'd be held in contempt of court. And I don't want to see that happen. So
What did he say?
he just hugged me and told me that he loved me, and I know he was struggling with it even last night. So
I think it was probably even worse this morning.
yeah, I could see that with the little bit that I saw from the media, from the pictures and the little bit of footage that they had. So
Were you guys watching on TV?
now we watched online a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. I try to stay away from the TV as much as possible. At least with the internet, I can scroll through, read what I want, and then just get rid of it that much faster. So
You anxious about today at all?
I have been. I mean, this is something honestly we've been preparing for from the beginning, just because of words that were directly spoken from Yuri Melich and also from Sergeant Allen. They were saying that this is what they were planning on doing from the very beginning, from that first day. So they wrote me off within the first couple hours. So
I don't know if that's true.
that was the direct words that they pretty much gave to myself, and even they had said that to my parents. So, I mean, I'm not trying to say something derogatory towards someone, but
No, it's okay. We're just talking.
yeah.
We're just chatting.
So that was the only time they ever made any effort to try to talk to me one-on-one. And
No, it was kind of difficult.
that was kind of difficult considering.
Well, considering, obviously, in light of everything that's going on and the fact
Yeah.
that you've been arrested for other things, makes it a little more difficult to sit down and even talk to you.
Mhm.
It's not that we haven't wanted to.
Yeah. But I
certainly.
do have counsel, and that's something that, my attorney's always been a phone call away. And it shouldn't have taken it getting to this point, 3 months in. for us to-
Has your attorney ever told you that we would like to speak to you?
And we had agreed, him and I together, that we would all sit down together, him and I, and you guys, and, we'd entertain whatever questions you have and
I
discuss
actually thought that
things.
we made
him
it
and I.
pretty clear
Mhm.
that, we wanted to talk to you. I mean, obviously, we can't come to you and ask you.
Yeah,
But-
understandably.
I thought that you were aware that if you wanted to talk to anybody,
Mhm.
that all you got to do was simply ask.
Yeah, well, I know it goes both ways on that, and I guess it would have needed to come from me. I should have been the one to, come forward with it, but, we did open up that door to law enforcement before, when Sergeant Allen was making a big deal saying, well, we want to talk to her. When can we talk to her? And he's saying, well, the door's open.
I don't believe he ever told us the door was open. I mean,
Well, maybe not to you directly, but I know to Sergeant Allen, I was sitting there even one of the times that he spoke with him. So I've heard the words come out of his mouth, even myself, directed to other people.
The subsequent trial captivated the nation. Casey Anthony, facing charges of first-degree murder, child abuse, and lying to law enforcement, became the subject of intense media scrutiny. Her defense, which centered on an alleged accidental drowning and a cover-up orchestrated by her father, further fueled public outrage.
do you think the matter could have been resolved a little differently?
Absolutely, in a lot of different aspects. And that's a conversation that I've had not only with my attorney, but with my family. So, we all still feel, I as a mom, I know in my gut, there's the feeling as a parent, you know certain things about your child, you can feel that connection. And I still have that feeling, that presence. I know that she's alive. Whether you have a bucket load of evidence downstairs that contradicts that and says otherwise, or all you have is speculation. or nothing at all. I mean, whatever it is, if there's still that chance with all of these tips that have come through, I know that it's been. I know that a lot have been discredited, but
We ran them down. And
The state of Florida pursued the death penalty in the prosecution of Caylee Anthony, a case heavily reliant on circumstantial evidence, lacking direct eyewitness testimony. 14-15. The prosecution argued that Caylee, motivated by a desire to escape parental obligations, murdered her daughter by administering chloroform and suffocating her with duct tape. Caylee's defense, led by Jose Baez, vigorously contested this narrative, dismissing much of the prosecution's evidence as fantasy forensics.
the final step is which door is walked through.
we are well beyond where we were before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those issues are gone, okay? And when we referred to, we're at the end of the hallway, I think you were well aware of what hallway we're talking about. Do you understand that?
Well, so there's no question, I guess. You can specify that at this point, or what your perspective is on that.
You have a second?
Absolutely.
Can we come right back?
Yeah, that's fine.
You plan on running off?
I'm not going anywhere.
So I gotta stretch out a little bit. I'm not as young as I used to be.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were gonna say something smart.
No, I was going to ask if that was your Dr. Pepper or Dr. Mountain Dew or.
I actually tried to give it to her and she didn't
I'm
want it. Do you
perfectly
want
fine.
it?
No, I
don't
just
drink
wanna ask
sodas,
you.
so.
Shall we
I'm
share
okay.
it?
We can.
2 straws? Or just...
Sure.
We'll be right back.
And
Do
then
you
we'll
want
go
that or
fly.
not? Because if you don't
No,
want, your mom probably has one.
She probably has one, but I'm not going to be with my mom probably.
On July 5, 2011, the jury acquitted Caylee of first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and aggravated manslaughter of a child. However, she was found guilty of 4 misdemeanor counts of providing false information to law enforcement officers. After credit for time served, Caylee was released from custody on July 17, 2011. On January 25, 2013, a Florida appellate court overturned 2 of the misdemeanor convictions.
You did that?
The only one.
She didn't know how to put her flashers on.
It was crazy.
It's right in the center part of the
I've done
dash.
a lot of vehicle takedowns. That was similar to one. It was ridiculous. Wasn't it?
Figured I'd help her out a little bit and help out whoever was behind her so they wouldn't hit her.
I missed that.
The trial was a media circus, with every twist and turn dissected by news outlets across the country. The jury, faced with conflicting evidence and intense public scrutiny, ultimately acquitted Caylee Anthony of first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and aggravated manslaughter.
And be processed. And we agreed upon that at 4:22 in the afternoon already.
Yes.
That's why we called it. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. You have any?
No
Okay,
questions.
super. We'll be right with you.
I think they're going to take you.
Remember, why did you wait so many years? Yeah, we'll put them, I'll tell you what. Actually, you know what? And this didn't work. I don't have one. Haven't in years.
Don't need them. We were terrorism.
I don't.
That's the way so you don't have to throw my gun.
Okay,
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Nope, we need this.
Don't lose
Nick
that.
Savage, the gentleman.
We need that. Take this and the radio.
Trust me, I've done worse things.
The Caylee Anthony case remains one of the most controversial and debated criminal cases in recent history. It raised profound questions about the justice system, the role of the media, and the complexities of human behavior. To support us, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. Share this video and join the conversation. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.